Chapter 26. Eva's POV. "Let's go eat. I'm starving," Logan said, picking me up princess style. I gasped at the sudden action and my arms on instinct held onto his neck tightly. Logan skated toward the red curtain and placed me in front of it. He opened it to reveal a table with 2 chairs set on the ice. The table had a white cloth covering it, and a flower vase was sitting right in the middle. Logan took hold of my hand and led us to one of the chairs. He pulled back a little and ushered for me to sit. I smiled shyly at him and proceeded to sit on the chair. He pushed the chair towards the table and then went to sit on the other chair across the table. As soon as he sat down, a frown made its way to his face. I frowned too, but in confusion. "You're too far away," he murmured more to himself. Both my eyebrows rose at him in surprise. He stood up from his place and pulled his chair next to mine. He then looked at me as he sat down, a wide grin on his face. "Better?" I chuckled at him. "Good evening, Alpha Luna," a man wearing a waiter's uniform said as he stood by our table. I didn't notice him coming our way. "What would you like to eat?" Logan asked me softly. I looked at the table for menus, but there were none. "Menus?" I asked. Logan shook his head. "You can ask for whatever you want, baby girl." My mouth formed a small O, and I started thinking of what I wanted to eat. Macaroni and cheese?" It came out more as a question. Logan's eyes widened at me. "Mac and cheese, that's it?" he asked. "Well, I don't really know that much food," I confessed shyly. "Would you like me to recommend something?" he asked. I nodded my head and let him order. "For appetizers, we'll have mozzarella sticks and macaroni salad. Then we'll have 2 steaks fully cooked with mashed potatoes with gravy. We'd also like some mushroom cream soup and Greek salad." He then turned to me. "Would you like some wine, Eva?" he asked me softly. I've never tasted wine before," I told him truthfully, in a low voice. Logan smiled assuringly at me, then turned his gaze to the man taking our orders. "Get us a bottle of red wine." The man nodded and finished writing everything down on the notepad he had. He then skated away from us. "You want to know something?" I whispered to Logan. He nodded vigorously. "I have no idea what the hell you just ordered," I confessed, making him chuckle. His chuckle soon turned into laughter. "Don't worry, baby. You'll know soon enough, and you'll love them." True to his words, when the food came, the smell and view alone made me drool. Soon Logan and I were digging in, and I couldn't help the moans that escaped my lips at the taste of everything. I've been eating scraps and leftovers for a very long time that I felt like my taste buds have died out on me. But today, they were reborn. Logan was looking at me in amusement. A small smile tugged on his lips. I did glance his way, though. The food was way too captivating for me to look away. Halfway through our meal, the same waiter skated towards us with a bottle in his hand. He opened the cap and started pouring the contents into Logan's glass. The red liquid flew out of the bottle in waves and filled the once empty glass. The man then proceeded to do the same with my glass. "Enjoy your meal." The man bowed, then left again. Not that I wanted him to stay. "Is that red wine?" I asked Logan, gesturing to my glass. He nodded his head. "Try it." I looked at the glass in front of me and slowly brought the tip to my mouth and took a sip. It was a mixture of sweet tastes that made me salivate more. I took my time savoring the taste, then proceeded to another. "Slow down there, Eva. We don't want you getting drunk," Logan said playfully. I blushed and placed the glass back on the table. "Eva, there's something that I want to tell you," Logan said hesitantly. I looked up at him in confusion and nodded my head for him to continue. "In your old pack, I tensed at his words but didn't say anything. "Did you know someone called Wesley?" That made me relax a bit. Of course I know Wesley. Even though I wasn't allowed to talk to anyone, he still did greet me and ask me how I was. He was the only one close to me. I nodded my head to answer Logan. He's, you can consider him a distant friend. We never really talked or hung out, but he still cared to greet me if he saw me, I answered truthfully. I saw Logan visibly relax his nervous posture. Well, he's scary. He'd the back of his head. He's been living in our pack for quite some time now. My eyes widened at what Logan had told me. Wesley has been living with us? And I had no idea about it? Why didn't you tell me before? I asked, bewildered. I wanted to make sure that he's of no threat to you, and I wanted to know if it was okay for him to stay. You know, since he was one of Drake's pack members. I nodded in understanding. Logan was thinking about how I feel, and I appreciate that. I reached for Logan's hand. I wouldn't mind one bit if Wesley stayed with us. He and I really could be friends now, I said with a small smile. Logan smiled wildly at me and nodded. We finished eating our food, and then Logan gestured for the man to come remove the empty plates. Logan stood up and reached his hands, which I instantly took. "Want to have some ice cream?" he asked. I looked at him with wide eyes. "We just finished eating. You still have space for ice cream?" I asked in amusement. That boy can eat 24/7 non-stop. Logan shrugged. "Very well," I said, and followed him out the rink. I still couldn't skate for the life of me, so Logan had to hold me till we went out. We sat on the bench we used to change, and Logan bent down again to help me take off my skates and put on my boots. Happiness bubbled inside of me from his sweet gestures that don't seem to be finishing at any time soon. He then sat beside me and changed into his shoes. We left the ice rink and made our way to the nearby park where an ice cream parlor stood across it. "Welcome to Sally and Sam. What would you like to have?" the girl standing behind the counter said as she eyed Logan up and down. She sent him a flirtatious glance, and I couldn't help but growl at her. The sound coming from inside me shocked me. I never knew I could get that possessive. Logan looked at me in amusement and draped his arm around my waist, pulling me closer. He nuzzled his face into my hair from the side, and I could feel him smile against it. I didn't glance his way, though. My glare never left the fake blonde. The girl cleared her throat and fixed her posture. "We'll have 2 chocolate ice creams, if you don't mind." I spat the words at her. Logan kept his face nuzzled in my hair. The girl started fixing our ice cream balls on the cones, wrapped the bottom in tissue, then handing them to us, or me, to be exact, since I snatched them from her. Logan got his wallet from his pocket and handed it to me. I took the wallet and paid for the ice cream, then practically dragged the chuckling Logan behind me to the park. "Eva, slow down," he called behind me, but I ignored him. "Eva," he pulled me, and in one swift moment, I was being carried princess style. I didn't look at Logan and kept on glaring at the squished ice cream in my hands. "Eva, you're jealous?" Logan asked playfully. I scowled at him. "I'm not jealous. I feel murderous." Logan looked taken aback by my reply, but he soon recovered. A smile spread across his face and he leaned in to peck my lips. His touch calmed me down a notch. "I've always been, and will always be yours. No need to kill anyone," Logan said with a grin that I couldn't help but give one of my own. Logan placed me down on a bench and took the ruined ice cream and threw it in the trash bin. "I'm going to get other ones." As soon as the words left his mouth, I glared at him. He chuckled at me. "Don't worry, there's another parlor. I'll go to that one." I glared at the grass beneath me instead. "Let's just go home. We have ice cream there," I told him, still a bit mad. How dare she try to eye my mate? My Logan! Mine! After we left and I calmed down a bit, my senses have actually come back to me. When was I so possessive? I never thought I would be that mad that a girl just glanced at Logan. But I have to tell you, I hated it for the life of me. It was a really long and tiring day for me, so I leaned in on Logan's shoulder halfway through our way home. Our hands weak intertwined together ever since we were at the park, and 30 minutes later, we reached the pack house. Logan attempted to pick me up, but I rejected the offer. It would be really embarrassing to enter the pack house like that. Plus, Logan was tired too. As soon as we opened the door, we were met by everyone. Even Alpha Samuel, Logan's father. "So, how was your date?" Chloe asked. I remembered the kiss I shared with Logan and my face flushed red. I buried my face into his shirt to hide it. A series of oohs and ahs echoed from around us. "We would be expecting babies anytime soon," Blaine said in a single-song voice. "Shut up," Logan scolded, but didn't finish as he didn't know which twin it was. "Blaine," I completed. "Yes, shut up, Blaine," Logan scolded right this time. I looked at the twins to see them giving me amused looks. "How you do it is beyond us," said Blake, referring to the fact that I can tell them apart. I just shrugged. "Come on, Eva, you're tired," Logan said when I yawned. I nodded, too tired to say anything. We made our way upstairs towards our bedroom. Logan opened the door, and what we saw made all the sleepiness to go away as a gasp escaped my lips. A disaster was the least we could say about our room. It was as if a tornado hit it, and only it. The bed sheets were torn along with the mattress, carpets, and pillows. Even our clothes were brought out from the closet, shred to pieces and thrown on the floor. The table near the window was upside down with 2 of its legs broken. The vanity that Logan got me was broken, and the mirror smashed to pieces. Even the window was broken and the curtains torn. The walls had claw marks across them. There was, however, one thing that caught our gazes the most and made me shiver in fear. On the wall in front of us were 2 words written in blood. They were big and couldn't be missed. My gaze never left them, and I could feel my heart beating like crazy, half in fear and half in anger. Those 2 words held so many promises, warning us of what will come. "Be ready," were the words that made my body shiver and made Logan shake with rage.